So we learned the nested if statement and we learned the if statement. In both the cases, I took the example of very simple logical tests like a cell is equal to some value or not. This was just to make it easy for you to understand long nested ifs or ifs statement. You can always write a complex formula here or a complex test for each of these logical tests. However, you have to be extremely sure about the logic that you are applying and the formula that you are applying and the sequence in which those if statements work. There is one very simple method of doing the same thing as long as we are using a simple test like comparing a cell value with another value for whether it is equal to or not. And that method we have already learned. It is VLOOKUP method. Let me show you that method and you would love that method because it's very simple for examples like this. We are going to write a VLOOKUP formula here instead of ifs or nested if. Let me write that formula. VLOOKUP open bracket. If you know the sequence of VLOOKUP formula, the first parameter is the lookup value, then is the table array, then is the column index, and finally the range lookup logical factor. Let me use the FX button here so that it becomes more clearer to you. So I'm going to use VLOOKUP formula. The first parameter lookup value is this. So we are going to look into this and compare this in the table which is here. So this is our range. Third is the column index, which is second. There are only two columns. First column has the category code and second column has the discount. And finally false because we need the exact comparison. And we hit OK. So we did not change the format of this cell to percentage. That's why we got 0.15 there. We have error. Why is that? Because in this case too, you need to have absolute range. In this case, we chose the range B2 to C7 here. But the moment you go to the next row, the range changes to B3 to C8. Therefore, we must create an absolute range by using dollar symbols. So I'm going to add the dollar symbols before the IDs. So it is $B, $2 to $C, $7. And I click enter. And now I will drag the formula down. All the percentages for the products have appeared correct. And we have this not available error. If you go to this particular cell by clicking here, you will find this information button here. Click here and you will see the description which says value not available error. That is because the value which is here, which we are trying to compare, is not available in reference source data. So you know how to edit and eliminate this error. We have learned two methods. One, if this cell is empty, then put empty here, otherwise perform this test. And second is you use the method if error. So let's try both the methods here. In the first cell, we are going to say here if open brackets, if this cell is equal to empty, then we'll put empty. I'm putting two quotation marks, otherwise perform VLOOKUP function, and we close the bracket for the if the error has gone. In this particular case, we will use if error open bracket. This is our expression, and if this expression gives error, in that case we will say put empty and we will close the bracket. So these are the two methods in which you eliminate the not available error. However, make sure that you have understood the error before eliminating them. So now that you have learned the three different methods, nested if, ifs and VLOOKUP, you know how you can use each of them. Each of them has advantages and disadvantages. You should know where to use what. If it is a very simple formula where you have to compare the equal to comparison, then you can use this particular VLOOKUP method, or you can use if statement. If you want to use complex formula, then you can use either ifs or nested if. Make sure you understand the logic and the sequence of the formula correct. Alright, so try it out, and if you need any help, please leave a message.